If you feel like you're in the market for a movie that takes The Exorcist and throws it in a baking dish with the NBC series This Is Us to make a touchy, feely, haunted by demons horror movie casserole, The Conjuring Last Rites might be your next meal. With devil's food cake as dessert, of course. Come on. So, hey, let's eat in this episode of Movies Merica Live.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to this latest episode of Movies Merica Live. As always, I'm your humble host, Van Eberts. Well, humble about 83.3% of the time, according to the latest statistics, okay? And then outside of that, I'm very unhumble right there. I'm very cocky. But for right now, I'll be very, very humble here on this Sunday, the day of our Lord here. And speaking of which, we have kind of a religious theme movie here, and that religion and biblical teachings in the church are used to defeat the demons in this movie, The Conjuring Last Rites, that I will be talking about here today. And this is the fourth movie in the Conjuring series. Now, the fourth Conjuring movie. Now, there's been a bunch of offshoot movies from Conjuring, like Annabelle and the Nun movies, and what was that, La Llorona, or whatever that other one was there. But as far as like the pure Conjuring movies, this is number 4 in that series right there. And real quick here, let me welcome my movie maniacs and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics out there, all right? If you're not in here already, get your ass up in here in Movies Merica Live as we talk some Conjuring Last Rites right there. I don't know what was going through my mind right there. I kind of have little squirrel moments, when I'm trying to actually say something right there. So, but if you've seen plenty of my episodes, you know this, okay? But real quick here, also, I'm going to remind you here that you can get into the live chat. Yeah, get in the live chat on Rumble or YouTube right here. And I see my man Unfolding Joker is already taking me up on that offer, the live chat offer, all right? And he says, Movie Maniacs, run wild. Yes, I love that right there. So, what you gonna do when Movie Maniacs run wild on you, brother? There you go. Yeah, right there. What you gonna do, brother? Well, I know Hulk Hogan's not gonna do much anymore there. Unfortunately, we lost the Hulkster here not too long ago right here, but we will keep his legacy alive. Won't we, brother? Yeah. Lindy Ring 87, welcome. Wait, we're allowed to type words in this box? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, and please abuse the privilege. Go crazy. Go nuts over there. So, yeah, just go into there with wild, reckless abandon. There you go. This is the show for that. So, all right. So, where were we? I'm like over here, like, oh, yeah, that's right. The Conjuring Last Rites. Okay. And this one was directed by Michael Chaves, and he doesn't have much of a good track record here. He directed The Nun 2, and then like The Curse of La Llorona. Those are a couple of other installments in the Conjuring cinematic universe. And then now then he did The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. That was the third one in the series, and now he's doing this fourth one here. And he's directing this. And it's written also to kind of be more of a study on the Warren family, or incorporates a lot of that more into this movie. If you see this movie, you're going to realize like this movie is This Conjuring movie is a little bit more focused and concentrated on getting you to know the Warren family, and not just Ed and Lorraine, but their daughter Judy, who's like a grown woman at this point. And then there's a dynamic between them and showing them as a family, and maybe a possible new family member coming into the picture. And there's less time given in this movie to the actual possession and the haunting and all that here. So with because like with the first three movies, it was pretty much okay. They get a case, they go work it, and the house or the family or the family that they're trying to help is the focal point of the movie right there. And in this one, they try to slap a bunch more stuff into this movie, and that's what makes this movie seem way too convoluted here. But anyway, so they have a personal moment, like in the first part of this movie, a personal family event that takes place like back in the 60s when Ed and Lorraine are still very young, and I think they're practically like newlyweds. And there's I'm not going to ruin that scene there. Then they jump forward to the 80s, and this latest case is one where actually it doesn't come to Ed and Lorraine until quite a bit into the movie, but it involves this family called what do they call it, like the let's see here, see if I can find the name of that right there. They had a kind of an interesting name. Anyway, the family name is not that important, but anyway, the family they live in a suburb of Pittsburgh, and there's a mirror that's involved, kind of like Oculus, right? The movie Oculus. So there's a creepy mirror that is introduced into the house, and that introduces some evil spirits into this family. And this family is not small. There's 9-10 people living in this house, and this mirror introduces these evil spirits within the house. And then so there's that kind of looming in the background of the movie, and then looming more in the foreground of the movie is this whole, like I said, the whole portrayal of the Warren family, and trying to get you to know them better than you got to know them in the first three Conjuring movies there. And so it's, I don't know, and then they have a priest there's a subplot with a priest and him trying to take on the forces of evil and all this stuff. And I'm not going to go much into the plot there, here, because if you do happen to see it, I don't want me being a guy like, whoa, hey Van, man, what you told us too much, man. You loose lips sink ships. Come on, big mouth. You're giving away all this good stuff in this movie, all right? So, yeah, so I don't want to be that guy. So that's as far in the plot that I'm going to get into here. And yeah, there you go. And Unfolding Joker, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Hulk Hogan are tag teaming Andre the Giant in a title match in the afterlife right there. Oh, yeah. Randy Macho Man Savage welcoming the Hulkster to the pearly gates. Oh, yeah. And I've got my beloved Elizabeth up here too. Yeah. Andre the Giant. That's hard to do. I'm Andre the Giant. Welcome to heaven. That sounds more like Yogi Bear. Hey, boo boo. What nothing doing to it, boo boo. Hey, Yogi, I think we better watch out for Ranger Smith. Nothing doing, boo boo. There's still some picnic baskets, So my Andre the Giant impression sounds like Yogi Bear, So I gotta watch that. I like Unfolding Joker. I like you bring it in the wrestling into the live chat here. It gives me a chance to have a little fun with the old wrestling there and my half-ass impressions there. And Lindy Ring 87. Conjuring is a great series. The spinoffs are pretty good as well. I'll be honest with you, Lindy. I have not seen any of the spinoffs. I'm just I know the reviews I've seen from not movie critics, but from other people. Most of them, they say that they're not that good, so I haven't really bothered to watch them there. Now, those people that said that to me could be dead wrong. But the pure Conjuring movies, the first two I love. The first two Conjuring movies, I think we had a drought there for a little bit, where there weren't a whole lot of scary movies. Okay, and that's a bad thing about how many horror movies I watch. I watch so many horror movies. I'm just out of touch, I guess, with that, or I'm just so desensitized that it takes a lot to scare me, or at least kind of unnerve me. And the first two Conjuring movies really did unnerve me when I watched them. They're kind of like, ooh, this is kind of disturbing. All right, this kind of got some creepy imagery right here. All right, so I like the first two Conjuring movies, and I thought it was a nice. I liked how they basically concentrated it around Ed and Lorraine Warren, a couple of real life paranormal investigators. And obviously they took a lot of dramatic license with it, but I like how it was set in the 70s. So I had that 70s feel and environment to it, to where you can kind of pretend like, ooh, I'm watching a scary movie from the 70s or the early 80s right here. This is pretty cool. And so I did like that 70s setting there to the Conjuring movies. And it just kind of takes me back to, because, I was a little kid back in the 70s and 80s. And so seeing how Ed and Lorraine dress in the movies and the rest of the people in the movies, and, the old hits from the 70s and 80s that they kind of intersperse into these Conjuring movies. I just kind of, it's nostalgia from back when I was a young child, so I do kind of like those for that. So more Conjuring the Last Rites here. You thought that was it? Oh, I've got so much more. But before I do here, let me take a tug off this old brewski right here. And I'll be talking about this a little bit more in brew review time, of course. So you got that to look forward to. Oh, yeah. So with demon possession / haunted house movies, you've got the disadvantage of the pure volume of movies like that are just out there. I mean, we're just like buried in a Mount Everest mountain-sized pile of demon possession, haunted house movies all over the place. Some good, most bad. So all the tropes, all the calling cards, all the traits of these types of movies have been done to death, all right? And as a result, things like, evil spirits floating over your bed, or imagining something in a dark place over there watching you, or a scary face jump scare, they don't hit like they used to there. So, hey, let me bring this up here real quick. There we go. I want to add a little audio visual flair to the proceedings going on here. So, but yeah, there's those prompts just don't hit like they used to, because it's been done to death, right? I mean, and someone extremely talented is going to have to mine for some new stuff that'll intrigue and shock within horror movies. Now, that someone extremely talented is not among the makers of The Conjuring Last Rites. I think their idea of a new, fresh, profound idea was to incorporate more Warren family moments into this, kind of like I was touching on earlier there. When you could be seeing some new, fresh way to scare audiences, you instead get the Warrens, they're throwing this birthday party for Ed. And then we're introduced to Judy's boyfriend. Judy is their daughter, Ed and Lorraine's daughter. So we're introduced to Judy's boyfriend, who acts out the typical movie blueprint of a boyfriend that's, nervous to meet the parents and, wanting their approval of him. And of course, the boyfriend trying too hard, etc., etc., etc. And then there's a family bonding moment, and still no concentration on what people came to see this movie for. Okay, pardon me. I mean, the first two Conjuring movies did a masterful job of merging horror with making you care about the family. Okay, like the first family, in the first Conjuring movie, you had Ron Livingston as the dad, and then Lily Taylor was the mom, and so you really got Ron Livingston and Lily Taylor really did a good job at selling you that, hey, this is a family that really cares about each other, and you have moments with the kids, and you're like, I like this. I like these kids. I like this family. I don't want anything bad happen to them. Then you meet Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, and you like them as well. There's like very down to earth, affable, friendly, genuine people, and you really so those two families, you really are sold in a way that you like these families in the first two movies. And in The Conjuring Last Rites, they tried again like hell, but struck out. Okay, so I think they kind of overdid it in this movie right there. And Lindy Ring 87, Annabelle, The Nun are cheesy, predictable movies, but the acting and production is good. I can absolutely understand why people don't like them there. Yeah. I mean, what I like about The Nun is I like the imagery of The Nun. I can't remember what it's like. The Nun is like, the nun is possessed, like, or is really it's really the demon, like is it Merrick or Barrick, or is like they give the demon a name in there, and you learn it in it's because if I remember right, the nun, so like this demon presenting this warped and purposely twisted version of a nun, a fixture of spirituality and purity within, the Judeo-Christian world, and particularly like within Catholicism, the demon kind of warping and twisting that image into this grotesque take on a nun right there. That demon that does it has a particular name that I think you first learn in The Conjuring 2, because I think The Conjuring 2 is where you first see the nun that they base the nun movies on right there. They give the demon a name like Varric or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but I like that. I like the nun movies. I like the imagery of the nun character herself, because it's creepy, very, very creepy there. So that's for sure. And hey, we got Sean Cab going on here saying, hey man, hey Sean, welcome to the show. Good to see you all up in here. And yeah, just hey, we got the gangs all here, man. The gang is all showing up, and just in time for me to ask you if you would go ahead and hit the old like button right down there. Okay, go ahead and hit that likey button. It likes you, and it wants you to like it back right there. So hit the old likey button, and then while you're down there hitting buttons, go ahead and hit the subscribe or follow button. That's also down there. I'm not pointing towards my crotch. I'm pointing towards some buttons. All right. Swear to God. All right. And then also hit the notification bell down there as well, so that you get notified whenever there's a piping hot, fresh, sizzling slice of Movies America coming out of the oven just for your consumption. All right. And then also to anyone that's not watching live, hey, if you're watching the recording of this here, hey, that's cool. Sometimes, hey, you don't have time here to watch it, particularly this show this time of year on a Sunday afternoon, because last time I checked, there's this thing called, this thing called football being played right now. So if anybody's willing to kind of like at least watch this show on the side, or at least just start it up, just fire up this show and maybe even have it muted while they're watching their favorite NFL team, I appreciate that too, because that still helps me out. If you just fire up the show, maybe mute it, and Rumble and YouTube are none the wiser. It still helps me out with watch minutes, and I appreciate that right there. And especially the ones that go above and beyond doing that, like Lindy Rig and Sean and Unfolding Joker. They're not just watching and they're not lurking. They're getting in the live chat and putting in hard work, live chatting it up right here. And hey, speaking of that, Sean Cav right there with the $10 Rumble rant, coming up to the plate with a big old bat and hitting a home run to the tune of a $10 Rumble rant. And to Sean, here you go. This one's for you there, brother. Oh, yeah. I was about to ask Sean when's the Eagles play, but I think they played on Thursday night, right? So there. So I don't even watch the NFL anymore. So since it kind of turned into the BLM, but hey, more power to the people that still watch it right there. But even I knew that, the Eagles and the Cowboys played on, I think it was on Thursday night right there. Because I watch like college football and I see all the college football highlights. And so, with the little tickers at the bottom, you basically get filled in on all the NFL scores and all that stuff right there. So, but yep, there you go. Yep, fly, Eagles, fly. There you go. You have Sean and Bradley Cooper. There you go. Those are at least two Eagles fans that I know of there. So excelente. But yeah, so I think where I was going with that, where I last left off, is for the people that aren't watching this live, you're just watching the recording of this. Well, we can still communicate with each other. We just have to do it via the comment section down below. Okay. And yeah, you can go crazy in our comment section. Let me know what you think of the episodes. Do you think they suck? Do you think they rock? Do you think they're somewhere in between? Hell, you can even let me know your favorite NFL team if you want right there. Okay, so now I encourage all commenting except for if you're one of those lame-ass lamos that spam everyone's comments like, "Hi, I'm Tony Smith, and I'm running a content creator operation, and your show sounds just perfect for collaboration." Like, you know what? If you're one of those people, you can piss right off out of my comments right there. So because I don't accept snake oil salesmen in my comment section right there, and your comment will be promptly ignored. But everybody else, hey, get all up in here, and if you want to engage in legitimate communication that's worthy of my time, then yeah, get in the comment section right there. So, and hey, Channel 2 Action News, welcome. Hey, breaking news. Channel 2 Action News has assembled up in my live chat right there. Excellent. And what do we got over here? Hey, we got Lindy Rig Productions chatting over here too in the YouTube right there. I gotta love that here. So hey, that just shows you right there. If you chat over in YouTube, then yeah, you can get your chat put up on the screen over there. So yes, that's the power of technology right there. So you now the software that I use right now, and I'm sure this is fascinating for you guys to hear, but they still don't have the technology to get the live chats from Rumble showing up on this here software. But maybe someday they'll get that measured, or they'll get that taken care of right there. But for now, it's all good. I think we'll survive right there. I think we'll make it, everybody there. And it's getting hostile in the live chat. Oh my God, it's getting heated up in there right there. So, but hey, how about a little bit more The Conjuring Last Rites right over here? And because that's what you guys are here for right there. You want to, or at least most of you are here to check out some Conjuring. And Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are excellent again as Ed and Lorraine Warren. The scenes with them make this movie remotely tolerable because their characters have this sort of like regal gravitas mixed with humanity to them. And Wilson and Farmiga, they could play these roles in their sleep at this point. I mean, they've been playing these roles since 2013 with the first Conjuring movies. And Patrick, I'm really impressed with Patrick Wilson, because I know Patrick Wilson from another number of other movies as well, where he doesn't act like Ed Warren in those at all. Like, he was in Watchmen, back in 2009. He was in the A-Team, the movie version of the A-Team there with Liam Neeson and Bradley Cooper, and a number of other movies. And I mean, I guess that's part of being an actor, right? You have a range, and you have all these parts where, like, okay, I cannot even believe this guy doing this role in this movie is the same guy who did this role over here. It's blowing my mind. Okay, so that's the side of a good actor there. And these characters, especially here in The Conjuring Last Rites, they're older now, and that provides for some humorous, humbling lines and moments for the two of them. For instance, okay, if you've seen all these movies, you know that Ed suffers from heart attacks, and basically, if he has another one, it's his funeral. It's like, right? And due to that, he has to eat healthy. And so when Lorraine and Judy, they order lasagna at an Italian joint that they're at, Ed humorously and kind of sadly quips, "I wish I could have lasagna." It's got a very humane, very down-to-earth kind of moment for the guy. Like, the poor bastard, he wants some lasagna, and he's got to eat salad or something like that instead, right? And then the storyline with their daughter Judy and her boyfriend Tony just seems like clumsy and purely manufactured, just to open this series up to like a new set of Conjuring movies where it's Judy and Tony as the new main characters. They'll replace Ed and Lorraine with Judy and Tony. I bet dollars to donuts that's what they're going to do in a few years. they're going to have like the Conjuring and a new Conjuring movie. That's going to be Judy and Tony as the new main characters there. And the best part of Judy's character is how much Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga sell us on how much they love her. And, they really sell the family dynamic in this movie, especially after it's revealed in a scene to begin the movie that Judy, she was like born, she was stillborn for a minute. And then she comes to life after Ed and Lorraine desperately prayed for her life to be spared. And it's kind of a rare, good moment in the movie. So, but I have to say, easily, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine Warren are the best parts of this movie right there. So, and nice. Hey, got Beyond Formal up in here as well, and says, "Hope you guys are doing great." Okay, I can't do that like I used to be able to. My throat's all jacked up right there, man. I'm sure that's going to get clipped right there. Good job there, Van. Love it. And howdy from Beyond Formal right there. Yep, absolutely good to see him. And he's currently in the grocery store. Hey, Beyond Formal, since you're in the grocery store, could you pick me up? I need some bacon, and I'm gonna need some shredded cheese, and then some tortilla chips. I'm gonna make like some sausage nachos. So I've got everything else I need. A sausage nachos. Bacon nachos there. Gee, I can't even think right today. Right there. So if you can hook me up with that, and you've got a half an hour. So there you go. All right, appreciate that. Beyond Formal. But hey, thanks for joining the show right up in here. So there you go. That just sounds good. See, now I've talked myself into like some bacon nachos. I don't know if you guys ever had that right there. If you want to like make your nachos a little bit different, just like I've had chorizo on them. I've had or I've had nachos sans meat. But this time I want a little bacon on my nachos right there. So, and the right way to make nachos is you go to like most restaurants, and what do? Right? They pile up a shitload of tortilla chips, and they just dump a bunch of cheese and onions and peppers and tomato and pico de gallo, all that stuff on my black olives, maybe pour right on there. And by the time you get down to like the bottom chips, sometimes there's not enough toppings for the bottom of the chips, so you get screwed. You got dry tortilla chips at the bottom of the stack of nachos right there. But what the smart nacho makers do is they'll put all the toppings like on the bottom right there, and then you get the chips on top of that or chips on the side, so that what you can do is you can take the chip and you can scoop that right in there and get the right amount of toppings that you want on that chip. All right, and that way, those poured chips at the bottom right there aren't dry and tasteless because there's no like nacho toppings left and whatnot. So it's just like a little secret there. So, well, I don't know if it's a secret, but I'm sure a lot of people know about that top secret nacho technique going on right there. So absolutely. All right, there we go. It's getting good. Okay, let's see here real quick. And what we should do here, since I'm getting extra thirsty over here, and yeah, definitely need to do that right now. This is the time for a little brew review time. Okay, let's do this here real quick, and I'm going to introduce you to my little friend. There you go, a little the Wetlands Hazy IPA from Little Thistle Brewing Company, and that comes to us from Rochester, Minnesota. And this I would definitely call this is a juicy brew up in here. All right, it's got like pineapple and tangerine, and it's got some melon elements to it. Now I could taste the tangerine and the pineapple. I couldn't really taste any of the melon flavor that it says it has in it right here. It also uses Citra and Mosaic hops in this, along with Sultana hops, and it really helps with it. It has like a smooth, taste to it. Right? It's not harsh or anything like that. It's got this kind of light enough taste where this would be perfect. Like if you're doing anything where you're like just getting hit with the sun, you're getting cooked, you're getting baked in the sun. Maybe you're out on your riding mower, or you're out on a bass boat out in the middle of a lake somewhere, or whatever. You're out doing something, and you're cooking in the sun, and you're like, man, I need something to cool down with. You can do a whole lot worse than the Wetlands Hazy IPA. All right, and I'm not getting any money from Little Thistle Brewing Company or anything like that. So, I mean, if this tasted like crap, I would tell you. But this is really, honestly, pretty damn good. And, it's hazy and gold orange in color, as you would imagine, given the fact that it's a very citrusy beer. Now, it's not too citrusy, okay? You're not going to get a canker sore in your liver from drinking this citrusy beer, this very juicy brew going on. So it's not too heavy. It's not too overpowering. And it's a good smooth beer, good light beer to drink here. Again, especially like I said, on a bass boat, or maybe you're getting into the shade on your patio, after you spent 4 hours on your riding mower or something like that. So you could do a whole lot worse than down a few of these to kind of get you hydrated again. Well, let me rephrase that. Beer's probably not the best thing to rehydrate you. You should be kind of switching in between beer and some water and all that stuff there. But anyway, that's a whole other subject right there. And it's 5% alcohol by volume, so you could drink a few of these. And if you're like my dudes up here in the live chat, they're not lightweights. These guys in the live chat, they'd have to drink probably about a case of these before they even felt any kind of effects from it. You know why? Because they're party animals. That's why. Absolutely. So, but get your hands on some the Wetlands Hazy IPA from Little Thistle Brewing Company. If you live in like a big enough town where you have like a Total Wine and More store, which is pretty much like the Costco of booze, you can get it there. Or maybe like if you go to the Open Bar app on your phone, or Uber Eats, something like that, you might be able to get your hands on this sweet, sweet brew going on over here, because I don't want to hog it all. I mean, I want some for you. Okay, I'm feeling weirdly and unusually generous today, so I want you to get your hands on this brew right here. Okay, but let me take a tug off this bad boy right here, because I just gave myself an excuse to do that. Excellent. I like that right there. I think I might be taking another sip of this right here. Oh, there we go. Channel 2 Action News. He's also stepping up to the plate, swinging a big old bat right there with a $5 Rumble Rant. He says, Little Thistle was my nickname in high school. Ooh, man. All right. Wow. Yeah, let's and a nickname like that, that gets around to the ladies, right? So there you go. Then you got to do something drastic, to get their attention again, like like maybe set it up where you pretend to get arrested, so you look like a badass. Kind of think like McLovin in Superbad right there, where he's getting arrested, in that movie, and the cops are like, man, you're gonna get so much ass now because all these girls think you're a badass. And so yeah, Channel 2 Action News might have to do that. You might have had to do that in high school to recover from a nickname like Little Thistle right there. But hey, here we go. $5 down the hatch. And there you go. And Lindy Ring 87, he's outdoing Channel 2 Action News. He's making Channel 2 Action News his bitch by going with a $6 Rumble Rant, not a $5 one, but a $6 Rumble Rant right there. And I'm going to try to. He goes on and says, "Tug it for me, Van." So I'm going to try to pretend that he didn't say that while I drink out of this beer can. Good stuff. And I absolutely was not tugging anything while I was drinking that up in there. I love it. All right. So that has been Brew Review time. Yeah, Beyond Formal's getting into the game too. He's getting into the game. There you go. Exactly. It's like people are like, you know what? Hey, they're fear of missing out going on. We got a lot of FOMO going on here in the live chat. They're FOMO, fear of missing out on those Rumble rants right there. So, and Beyond Formal is coming at me with $2. Says no one sends me anthrax. Well, let me do it. This is for you, Beyond Formal. I know you feel left out of the old anthrax rotation right there. So here's to you, buddy. Love that anthrax. All right. Liquid anthrax. All right. Let's see what we got going on over here. And hey, I like this. Yeah, we got Crash up in here. There you go. On the YouTube side. Hell yeah. Yummy. That is so good. I love it. There you go. And just make sure to have a bourbon chaser. You know what? Sorry, I have been slipping, and I don't have a bourbon chaser here on the premises right here. So that's what I need. I need Crash. That's what I need. I need like a butler. I need to be able to yell, Chaves, bourbon chaser, stat. Oh, yes, sir. What kind of bourbon would you like to use, master? Would it be sweet, man? Have a sweet butler, like get all your stuff for you? Hell yeah. But hey, thanks for getting the live chat there, Crash, on the YouTube side. Excellent. As we move on here. Where were we? We're going to, I should let you guys know. Hey, we do have this thing called Movies Merica merch, okay? And one of the things that you can get is a Movies Merica t-shirt in a number of different colors, okay? Sorry, we don't sell V-necks right there. It's 2025. We don't do the V-neck thing anymore. So you're going to have to go with the old crew collar right there, okay? But we have Movies Merica t-shirts, but that's only the tip of the iceberg that the Titanic hits when it comes to the Movies Merica merch, right? We have Movies Merica smartphone cases and jewelry and yoga pants, for God's sakes, and shot glasses and all that stuff. Now, maybe I should have mentioned the jewelry because we may have some terrible gift givers watching this live right now or the recording of this. And I'll just put it this way. If you're going to get the Movies Merica jewelry, make sure you're getting it for maybe yourself or maybe a kid. If you're getting it for your woman, yeah, enjoy that couch because I can't see too many ladies going crazy over some Movies Merica jewelry, all right? And I'm saying that, and I have a financial vested interest in that, but I'm looking out for you. I'm just trying to look out for you guys so that you don't get yourself up in a doghouse with some Movies Merica jewelry. But yes, you can click on the Movies Merica merch link down in the description to get all up in there and grab yourself some sweet moich. And then if you put in promo code MOVIES up in the promo code field, then you're going to get free shipping on all the merch that you get. I mean, you could order $5 of merch or $500,000 worth of merch, which is completely encouraged and condoned here on Movies Merica right there. So go ahead and do that. But yeah, get yourself some Movies Merica merch. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner. Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, by all means, give the gift of Movies Merica merch going on there. So let's check things out right there. And yep, in this time that I went over that, hopefully Beyond Formal, someone sent you some anthrax and showed you how much they love you right there with the gift of anthrax. Now, you can't get anthrax in the Movies Merica merch store. We do not provide that. Right there. So I think we used to have scabies, Movies Merica scabies, but I don't think we have that anymore. So not at all. All right. So let's do this here real quick and get it back into the Conjuring last rites and just some random thoughts about this. So don't be surprised if you decide to research all about the real Ed and Lorraine Warren. When you realize that the Conjuring movies take all kinds of dramatic license with it. I know it's hard to believe that Hollywood would make stuff up. Very, very hard to believe. I know. But you'll find that they weren't nearly as involved in some of the theatrically portrayed cases, or in some instances, they weren't involved at all. Okay, burping over here. Too much anthrax. And then another random thought is towards the end of the movie, you do get kind of like a sort of a reunion scene from all the other Conjuring movies. So don't blink or you'll miss some of the past characters right there. So just be on your toes right there. Okay, stay frosty, and you'll spot some characters from the other Conjuring movies right there. And if this doesn't convince you that this is the last Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga starring Conjuring movies, I don't know what will. Well, unless they kill them off, which I'm not saying happens or not. I'm not saying that happens or not, or I'm not giving anything up right there. I'm just saying, obviously, if they kill the characters off, then you know it's the last version of the Conjuring movies with them right there. But just some random thoughts I had about the Conjuring Last Rites. So, all right. And just to remind you guys that this Thursday, I will have my Movies America spoiler warning show. And you know what? Guess what movie I'm going to be talking about on that? Of course, The Conjuring Last Rites. And that's going to be the movie where I go more in depth and I do a deeper dive and bust out the scalpel and the suction to do an autopsy on this movie here, The Conjuring Last Rites. And so if you happen to see The Conjuring Last Rites between now and Thursday and you want to get in the live chat and talk some Conjuring or any Conjuring movie, or any horror movie, if you want to get in there and talk all that stuff up in the live chat, you can definitely do that on the show, Movies America Spoiler Warning. And that's this Thursday night. And it comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and 4 Pacific time, as some people call it there. And then I'll do another brew review time. And I'll also salute a vet in the movie military moment segment. That's the segment where I give myself a few minutes to honor a recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor, and I do that on the Thursday show there. So yeah, check that out. The links to watch that show, those will be available on Thursday, like on my X account under at Movies America, or you can just go to Rumble, YouTube, and just look up Movies America, spoiler warning, or Movies America, Conjuring Last Rites, or, you get creative with how you search for it, and it'll show up. Okay. Now, it might not be the tippy top result in the old search results, but you might have to scroll a little bit, and then you'll see my smiling face showing up as a harbinger of the fact that you have found the right link right there. And boy, will you be so lucky for that, huh? Yeah. So again, that's Movies America spoiler warning this Thursday night, and check that out there. And we got crashing here. I dated a goth chick once there. Yeah. Wonder if it's her name wasn't Wednesday, was it? Oh, did you meet her at a Hot Topic? Like, how cliche would that be? Oh, that was Channel 2 Action News. My bad, Channel 2 Action News right there. But yeah, it's goth chicks. It'll be like trying to think. You know what? It's kind of weird. And I mentioned this because this chick is considered kind of goth. I always had a thing for Winona Ryder from Beetlejuice. Okay, like her character was Cordelia or whatever her name was in the movie Beetlejuice. So she was supposed to be like all homely and goth and depressing and all that stuff in Beetlejuice. But I thought Winona Ryder was just smoking hot in that. So I don't know what that says about me, Channel 2 Action News there, but yeah. Or like, hey, another example, another great example. I mean, who wasn't thirsting after Avril Lavigne back in the day, right? When Avril Lavigne first came out, when she first came onto the music scene right there. All right. Yeah. Don't lie. All right. A lot of dudes thirsting for her. And she kind of had that goth kind of thing going for her right there. So Channel 2 Action News, good for you right there. Depending on how that all turned out there, of course. So, all right. And, we're up to a very, very important segment that I do with every Movies America Live episode every Sunday. And that is a segment where I tell you whether this week's movie is a woke after-school special or not, okay? And is The Conjuring Last Rites a woke after-school special? Not at all, man. Not at all. I mean, this movie takes place between the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when fashions were hideous, but the IQ levels weren't hideous. And that was even with the gargantuan amounts of drug consumption in those decades, with the pure mountains of cocaine being snorted, and all the weed in all those decades. And even in spite of that, the IQ levels back then were collectively higher than they are now. And so, yeah, because of that, they didn't fall for the woke indoctrination back in those decades for the most part, right there. And also, I don't think the communists had quite completed their total takeover of colleges and universities back then yet. So woke wouldn't quite crawl out from underneath the rock it had been living in until decades later. So now we see, woke all over the place, right? So a little less now because, the good people in the world decided to get off the sidelines and get up off their fat asses and get up and do something and say something and fight back. And so because of that, the wokeness is kind of subsiding, but you can't relax. You can't go back to sitting on the couch and being the silent majority. You got to keep the battle up against the evil woke forces right there. But all that to answer whether or not The Conjuring Last Rites is woke at all. Is it a woke after school special? And the very affirmative answer is nope, not at all. All right, let's check on some things over here. And yes, one of these damn cold nights. Sounds like an Eagles song there. So there you go. Well, you're going to, I like that. You're going to stay warm right there. That's absolutely. So, and I'm assuming you're talking about with the goth chick there. So I don't know, man. You turn a goth chick on the right way, she'll keep you nice and warm, if you know what I'm saying right there. But all right, let's see where we're going to go next here real quick. Oh, there we go. So this is a part of the show where I kind of borderline beg for money up in here. All right. And that's just for me, just simply letting you know that, hey, if you are appreciating, me doing this show and providing you with some important advisory information, like, hey, is this movie woke or not? And, is this movie even worth going to? That kind of thing. If you appreciate that to the tune of $1 or $2, or, in the case of, my compadres in the live chat, to the tune of $2 and $6 and $5. And then, we got to what, $10, if you are down to copy, in the championship footsteps of, my bros up in the live chat, throwing some Rumble rants at me, you most certainly can do that. Okay. So in Rumble, how you can donate, $1 or $2 or however much you want to donate to me, how that works is in the live chat, down by where you type in your live chat message, just click on the button with a $sign on it, and then a window will pop up. It'll just ask you how much you want to donate, and that's it. Very simple, okay? And then on YouTube, it's very similar, okay? So down or in the live chat box, down by where you type in your live chat message, you just got to look for a button with a $1 bill on it, and then a little window will pop up, ask you how much you want to donate, and again, that's it. It's not more complicated than that. Very simple, very easy right there, okay? It could not be easier than that. And they do that, I'm guessing, partly because of what I was kind of touching on before. IQs are collectively lower, all right? I say that because probably applies to me over here too. So, yeah, way too much Miller Genuine Draft back in the day, in my younger days right there. Remember that? Miller Genuine Draft, MGD. Remember that? Remember when that was a thing? I know I killed a few brain cells drinking that right there. So my IQ level went, there you go, down, down, down. Yeah, that was a terrible whistle right there. I need more beer. Here, let's take care of that. That's good stuff, man. Like I said, that little that Wetlands Hazy IPA, good stuff. Like I said, that's a juicy, juicy brew. But yeah, that's enough begging for money from me right there. My final thoughts on The Conjuring Last Rites is it's not worth going to the movies to go check this out. All right, don't waste your hard-earned money on checking this out. You can certainly wait for it to come out on streaming. Now, don't let the fact that this movie just blew up the box office this weekend. It was the #1 movie at the box office this weekend. It actually ended the reign of a better horror movie, Weapons. If you want to see a horror movie and you haven't seen it already, or maybe if you want to see it again, go see Weapons. That's a much better horror movie than The Conjuring Last Rites right there. But The Conjuring Last Rites, having the advantage that it's brand new and that it's part of this Conjuring cinematic universe, did knock Weapons off its number one ranking perch. But don't let that fool you. This movie is not worth going to see at the theater. Just go wait for it to come on Hulu or wherever it's coming out at here, and just check that out right there. Or some of you might not even think it's even worth watching there. Just wait till it's out on HBO Max or something like that later on. So wait for it at that point. So I'm saving you money, people. I'm saving you money and big money, right? Because I realize movies are not cheap. They are not cheap. Okay. Especially if you add in, snacks, popcorn, candy, all that stuff right there. Now, I personally don't buy snacks, candy, or anything at the movies right there. But I know if you're a family and you're bringing your kids there, do you think your kids are going to let you walk by the snack counter without getting something? Hell no. Hell no. There you go. So I get that. I get that there. All right, here real quick. Let me do this here and just implore you, ask you, beg you, plead to you, I should say. If you would follow me on the platforms that I'm on. I am on all these different platforms under Movies Merica or at Movies Merica. I'm on X. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Gab. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Instagram, although I don't really do much on Instagram. It's kind of for gay people. Anyway, and then I'm also on Letterboxd and Criticless, and I'm also on Facebook under Van Ebert as well. So, but yeah, if you would, if you're not already, yeah, please follow or subscribe to me on all those platforms there. And then just to make sure that you get something out of it, okay, besides my awesome posts that I'm always putting up, you can let me know in X under my at Movies Merica account. If you just DM me or direct message me, for the civilians who don't know what DM stands for, just direct message me on Movies Merica and just let me know, hey, Van, I followed you on this platform and that platform and that platform. And then, if you need to, put your username on those platforms there, and I will follow you back, okay? Because you followed me. It's only right I follow you back right there. So it's the right thing to do there. But I don't know how to do that unless you let me know, unless you clue me in. That's for sure. All right, let's do this here real quick. And real quick, just popped into my head. So yeah, feel free to, of course, send the link to this episode or the link to. I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to do this. Let us get out of here and get out of there. I should put it's probably a good idea to put the link for my episodes, for all my stuff, up in the live chat over here. Yeah, let's do that right there. So there is that. Put that up in there. There we go. So I've got that up in the Rumble live chat there. So we've got so that's the link to all my episodes on Rumble there in the Rumble live chat there. And then let's do this real quick here. Let's get in the chat here. Ooh, there we go. Because I don't want to leave the YouTube folks out. Nope, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy and leave YouTube twisting in the wind and just forget you guys. Not at all. I don't do that. Hold up a second. You might hear the episode here play in the background real quick. See what I mean? I told you. Let me get this link up in the live chat over there. Sweet. So yeah, there's a link to all my episodes on Rumble there. And let me do this as well. Let's get that going on here. And I'll get the link to all my episodes on YouTube as well. Because some people, they just don't know Rumble. They don't have a Rumble account. And so they don't know a Rumble from a Bumble, right? They're just like, I'm not, but I know YouTube. I want to be able to watch your episodes on YouTube there. And so I'll put that in the live chat there. And again, you're probably going to hear the episode. Nope. There we go. We're good. So this link I'm putting in here is the YouTube playlist right there. You can find all my episodes. I'll put that over in the Rumble there as well. I don't know why I put the YouTube one over there, but anyway, Oh, well, I'm just trying to be thorough. There we go. Okay. So we got all the Rumble. So those are the links that take you to a page with all my like 200 and whatever episodes or something like that. So there we go. So let's get out of here. We're getting ready to wrap up this show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here real quick. But again, I just want to thank everybody, especially the ones that got up in the live chat here on the Rumble side and the YouTube side there for going above and beyond and putting in a championship performance of going above and beyond and getting up in that live chat right there and not just lurking. So I appreciate you guys for that. There you go. All right. But like I always say, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya. Howdy, my movie maniacs and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Would you do me a favor and check me out at solo.to/moviesmerica? That's where you would go for a one-stop shop for all the links that have to do with me, Movies Merica. And then also, if you want to check out the audio-only podcast versions of my Movies Merica live episodes, that's my spoiler-free reviews that I do on Sunday, you can go to moviesmerica.com or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, places like that. And then, actually, if you would also check me out on the social media sites like X and Instagram and Facebook and Gab. And I'm on those locations all under @MoviesMerica. So it is very easy to find me out there, all right? So get to it, everybody. All right, thanks for watching. Later.
Hey guys, don't leave the video quite yet. Okay, I've got the popo. They're coming after me, and I don't have much time to tell you, but you need to like and subscribe this video right here, down below. It's right down there. It's just waiting. It's waiting for you down there, okay? And make sure you watch these videos over here too. You'll be doing me a big favor. I'll be in handcuffs pretty soon. All right. Thanks for watching.